Alright, do it. Yeah.
Let's go.
Welcome to the ThreeWiseMen Football Podcast, a new weekly podcast where we discuss the Premier League games, Champions League games, as well as the controversies circulating the football world at the minute, such as VAR and racism. You've got myself, Guinness, Anthony and Stuart, and the man in the back, Tezu.
Right, so basically, this week, I think the Premier League hasn't been the best it's been, but there's been a few interesting games and a few controversies. So I think we start off by talking about all the Premier League fixtures first.
I should go for Everton West Ham first.
Everton West Ham.
Well, it's just 2-0 to Everton. So Everton finally fucking winning for one, getting out of the relegation zone. What do you reckon, lads?
I always kind of think Everton are quite a successful team in my opinion. They're not the best team, but the individual players they've got I've always liked.
Well, they're 15th at the minute.
Yeah.
10 points.
How many games have they won and lost?
Considering how much they spent in the summer as well.
Yeah, their squad and the amount of stays
Players,
as well.
yeah, like Moise Keane, asked to buy, like Bernard, players like that. Mina, Gomez.
I think Marco Silva has to go.
Yeah.
You think he has to go this early on?
Yeah, it was the bookie's
In the
favourite to get
season.
sacked first, yeah.
After last season, I was like, where did I get last season? I don't even know, but he's just underperforming. So, like, he doesn't even know his team. He's always starting a different front three.
Yeah.
But then, whenever these type of situations come up in football, I do think it's essential to remember we kind of need some information what's going on behind the scenes because, like you said, we still don't know.
Hang on, so did Silva sign Digne and Mina?
Yeah.
So we signed them. We signed Sabida,
Gomez,
Dalf, Iwobi, Bernard,
Moise Keane.
Moise Keane, yeah. Well, I was expecting very big things of him.
Walcott, Richarlison.
Exactly.
With a team like that, right, let's look at the starting line. Richarlison in strike, Bernard, Iwobi, Walcott, Davies, Gomez, Digne, Mina, Keane, Sabida and Pickford.
On paper, it is a very
It's a
top 10, top 8 squad of
Well,
this
it's
Premier League.
that's better than Arsenal.
Experience in the team as well.
When you look at that squad, that sitting 15th in the table, and then you look at a team like Leicester,
Yeah.
sitting 4th.
On paper, I'd say
Third.
Everton's team is
Third,
better
in
than Leicester's,
fact.
to be honest.
So I mean, better than Arsenal's as well if you think
Exactly.
about it. But then West Ham, I swear they were doing good as well.
Well, I just think it's the manager, to be honest.
But could this be
For West Ham or Everton?
For Everton. I
So-
think.
could this be a turning point where they've got the confidence boost that they needed?
Who Everton?
Everton,
Yeah, well they did get a 2-0.
Yeah.
which it takes them out of the relegation zone, puts them into 15th. But like I said, the season is still early, so there's still a lot of leeway. I think for Marco Silva it would be better to wait for the January transfers. It's not too long
the
away.
Transfers he's done. I don't think transfers are going to save anything.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what he's doing.
Exactly.
Well, he's got anything to say about West Ham? I don't really know.
I do like Pellegrini.
I think they're 12 for them,
Pellegrini,
yeah.
to be fair. It's gone down to 12.
Oh no, it's 12 and now they're 11.
Pellegrini, he's not a bad manager.
Yeah. Proven, won leagues. I think.
But
A
then,
couple of seasons. Top 4 maybe.
yeah, mate,
Top
well,
six.
in a couple of seasons.
Yeah.
At the minute though, I don't see the depth from West Ham's squad.
Yeah.
That's the problem. That's the thing that I'm seeing. I'm seeing,
Defence poor.
especially
Centre-backs.
letting go of the best
We got
player.
Anderson,
Now
Haller, Lanzini.
Yeah, I think the front three is good.
Yeah.
Haller's good.
We got Wilsh on the bench, Snodgrass, Sabaleta, Yarmolenko.
Yeah.
We've got a decent team. There's no depth, as you said.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If Haller, a couple of people get injured out of that top 3, I mean it could be looking not very
Exactly.
good. But
Even if Declan Rice goes.
yeah, exactly. I
that's
think
sure.
letting Arnautovic go
Exactly.
might not have been played with the best attitude,
Good, yeah,
but
he's
his
scoring
footballing
goals.
skill.
yeah, but they have. To be fair, they have replaced him with a good player.
Yeah, so it's 1 in, 1 out. But yeah, maybe in a couple more seasons we'll get a few more transfers, build themselves back up. I remember at one point West Ham were like a team a lot of people knew, you know, West Ham are playing on the weekend, we have to watch that.
Exactly.
But now it's just West Ham playing on the weekend, you know what I mean?
Alright then.
Next game.
Villa, Brighton, 2-1 to Villa. You
Villa.
wanted to speak about Grealish, didn't you?
Right. First of all, Villa for me this season were a team who I was expecting nothing on. I wasn't expecting them to do good. I was probably expecting them relegation
I thought it
favourites,
was going to be another
definitely.
Fulham.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Spending
but
all that money.
Yeah.
and at the start of the season, when they wasn't winning games, I was thinking I was right. However, they have pulled it off the bag lately. Pulled it out of the bag, in fact. Sorry, and they've picked up a couple of wins, not against the biggest teams, but like I said, they're still putting points on the table.
Yeah.
We got
And what position are they sitting in now, Villa?
12,
Sitting in 12th position now. It's not
Only
bad.
points.
11 points, 15 goals, 13 conceded.
Yeah.
I think
It's alright.
Wesley and Grealish this season have
Yeah.
both been very good players.
Grealish got a goal and assist, didn't
Yeah, got a goal and assist. I think at the start of the season as well, you had people trolling Grealish, saying he hasn't won a
Yeah.
Premier League game in 20
he?
games.
I don't think he's good. He's not good.
You don't rate
I
Grealish?
don't want to see him lead the England squad either.
Yeah, so
Why? What's the reasoning for that?
Because he's not stand out, is he?
he's not getting in the
What's he-
team.
I don't
Just
know.
Mount, Madison, better than
So
him.
he's a cam.
Phil Foden, probably better than him as well.
Did he play left wing Saturday? No.
Nah, he played kind of behind the strikers,
Yeah, he
just behind Wesley.
Yeah, he plays like the 10,
No,
don't
so
he?
he's 24, yeah.
hmm
So and he hasn't even touched the England squad yet, has he? He's 24.
That's true, that's
he's
true.
24.
Yeah.
And what he was playing for Republic of Ireland, man. He was in Northern Ireland.
I think it was Republic.
Yeah,
Under 19 levels he was. Then he declared for England. He's got 2 goals, 3 assists out of 9 this season.
Which for a player like him, I wouldn't say that's a bad stat.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
not bad.
I think especially for Villa though.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
then 2 goals and 1 assist.
I think
it's not bad.
it's good that he has Villa have that player that can drive the team forward. I think for me, Villa have never really, well in the past couple of seasons until Grealish came on the scene, they've never had that player that can drive at the defence and create opportunities
yeah.
like he can. In a team like Villa, I think he's very good. If you was to mix him in with the big boys, even the likes of Chelsea, Arsenal, teams like that, whether he would get in is a different story. But his
I
own
don't see any top 6 team he can get into, big 6 teams.
he's 24 years old. He's still got time.
But he hasn't. That's
Do you remember Spurs on it?
when by 90 like in San.
Spurs on it?
What? Yeah.
Spurs on it?
So Sancho's what? 19.
19,
yeah.
England squad.
When
Then
you,
he's been
when,
in
you, when,
the
you, when you
squad
put it
since
into
he
that
was
perspective,
18.
but then when you come, alright then,
Rashford's been in since he was 17.
give Grealish, if he say he's got 2 goals, 3 assists so far, if he doesn't get injured for the rest of the season, maybe if he got a tally maybe around
Well,
10 goals, 15 assists, would you take him in the England team over Jesse Lingard?
Yeah.
But
You know what I mean,
But
if
would he
Jesse
start? Would he start over Mount or Madison anyway? No.
Yeah.
Probably not, but like he's
Don't need 3.
He's only had two seasons in the Premier League. He's just getting adjusted back to it now.
Yeah, but Phil
So-
Foden, how old is he?
Yeah, exactly. Phil
18.
Foden's got more
He's
chance
coming
over
in.
him. And how
So yeah, but
young's Foden?
About 18, isn't he? He's not that old.
But if Foden's getting over him, so that's 3 cams in front of him. So he's not going to even touch the England squad.
Exactly.
Yeah, Foden's 19.
I personally wouldn't write Jack Grealish off. I do think he gets a lot of hate
Yeah.
unnecessarily. There's other players like Raheem Sterling who gets that hate. We'll move on to them sooner or later. Right. The next game we're going to cover
Chelsea.
is Chelsea Newcastle.
Right, yeah.
It's good result for Chelsea. Another win.
Well, I've got
Scoring
it
it
down.
out.
It's just I didn't expect Lampard to redeem himself this much. Because everyone always thought there'd no chance of him getting top 6. Like, you thought they'd play good football, but the amount of goals they've been conceding. They scored 19 and conceded 14. I'm on the 4th at the minute.
Yeah.
2 points ahead of 5th.
There's really good back now.
Huh?
He's really back in the line.
Don't know if you. Nah.
When Rudiger gets back in, then I think the
But even
defence will get
even Tomori's been good, hasn't he?
Yeah.
What do we think about the English boys at Chelsea putting in big
better.
performances?
Very good.
People like Abraham, Mason Mount,
That's
they're
what I
doing
was
it big
thinking.
for Chelsea, you know what I
Because
mean?
Chelsea, for the past 5 years, no English players have
Mhm.
that. There was literally a Spanish squad at one point, weren't there?
Yeah.
Fabregas, Pedro and Morata and
Yeah.
all that. But now look, starting lineup, four out of 11.
The-
4 out of 11's English players starting.
And the 2 English players, Tammy Abraham and Mason Mount, have
And then
this season proven themselves big
Reece
time.
James
I
on the
think.
bench,
Yeah.
another English player. Oh wait, no, sorry, yeah, it's 5 English players tomorrow.
In the 2 months, he has probably found his best 11.
No,
It's
Yeah.
good 11 as well.
But then is it going to be a similar situation? But I personally think the Chelsea squad. But is the Chelsea squad better than the Manchester United squad?
Yes, I'd say.
Because is it going to be one of the situations where Lampard obviously had a decent season with Derby, couldn't really give them the push to get into the Premier League? But is it going to be a situation where at the start of the season it's his motivation that keeps the team going, but when as the season progresses and moves on, is his lack of maybe management knowledge going to show up? Like in my opinion, it did with Ollie. Manchester. I think
that's fair.
you know, it's just his motivation. The buzz around the club are Frank Lampard, one of our best ever players, is our manager. But
that's what I mean, especially when
tactical wise, he might not be all there.
And Abraham, Mount, and Hudson as well, they're all like Man U fans as well. Same situation when you had like Rashford, Rashford and Lingard. They were just bummed. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. Am I allowed to say that? I'm allowed to say bummed. I'm allowed to say bummed.
Tessie in the back gave us confirmation, so we're going with it.
Well, bummed Ollie gonna, and they bummed Ollie. Yeah, it could be that again, but because the defence ain't too good. I think, well, they've got Aspilicueta who's aging now.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then they play Alonso, and Alonso's been shaky, hasn't he?
But to be honest, Aspi, he has adjusted well to the centre back role.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting it at the start.
He's right back at the minute now.
He's playing right back at the minute.
He's played
He's very versatile across the back line.
He used to be, remember, left back as well.
Left back,
So,
I feel like now he's aged a bit.
30 now.
People are catching him out on the right.
But the Spanish links could bring it back to Chelsea.
They've got Alonso and Emerson, the left back, haven't they?
So
Alonso, when they was playing 5 at the back, when Conte won it first season,
I
was one of the best defences in the
that
league.
Chelsea
he's
team.
not a left back, he's a left wing back.
When that Chelsea team was
amazing. I think in the summer Lampard would go for Chilwell or something like that. Or left back.
Oh yeah, Chilwell. Yeah, that's what I mean. Another English player as well, probably fit in.
I think the English players this season are really starting to prove themselves, especially, which is good to see because we never really have had a lot of English talent flowing through your Premier League in the last few years.
That's always the criticism, and it's like the English Premier League, and then there's
how many English players that shine.
Out.
Yeah.
I mean, centre backs, they've got Tamori Zuma, Rudiger, and Christensen. I don't know where the last two are, but they've got them at the minute, so they're sorted at centre backs.
It's not looking like a bad team.
Nah. But then Pulisic as well. What do you think about Pulisic?
I don't understand why he hasn't been playing, to be honest.
I always thought it might like the young front three. Imagine Hudson Odoi, Abraham, and Pulisic.
Yeah.
That's sick. And then you got Mount, Jorginho, Barkley, Kante.
But then, do you think sometimes? I think for a lot of teams it does work having that young peak players who are running to run at the defenders.
Like Pulisic.
But sometimes would it maybe lack a bit of experience in the team?
Yeah.
Well, Pulisic is 21.
Is he starting Willian over? Or is
Willian started.
But Willian is you have to say a proven Premier League player over the years. He has done very good for Chelsea.
He is aging as well.
Lampard got asked about Pulisic getting sold already. No loaned out. It's ridiculous. He's played 6 games, got 2 assists, no goals though.
Which if he's playing on the right side of the middle or the left side of the middle of the pitch, it's not bad getting 2 assists. But like you said, he's still getting adjusted to the Premier League as he moves forward. He will need to be picking up them goals to get a consistent
He was amazing.
Yeah, he was a good player for him. The Americans' talent shining.
What do you think to say about Newcastle?
Not really, no.
18th.
That's not look. You know what? To be at Newcastle, I had them couple of seasons when they was in the Championship, weren't they?
The problem's just Mark Ashley, isn't it? There's nowhere else to go with it.
Exactly.
That's.
I don't understand why he's backed Steve Bruce and he didn't get he's brought like Maximin, that Joe Linton guy, Almiron. Don't understand why he hasn't done that for Benitez, to be honest.
Bought Steve Bruce in just so Steve Bruce
proven to keep teams up, hasn't
it?
Steve Bruce just see how much he says he loves Mike Ashley. After every other manager says he hates him, so he doesn't back him, doesn't care about the club either.
Steve Bruce is just that manager that will try and scrape your team survival, which for Newcastle this season is probably going to be needed, but they will need some investment in that team.
It's the same sort for Newcastle. They go down just to win the championship, then
come back up.
And then that's that's Mike Ashley thinking, we've won another trophy, but we'll carry on doing the same.
Championship trophy.
It doesn't matter. That's it really. What's next?
Should we on to the Leicester Burnley game? VAR in that.
Oh, wow.
Again, shocking. Burnley been robbed from a draw, I think.
Well, I love Leicester. I want them to do well. Third on 17 points. It's not bad, is it? 2 points behind Man City. Or if they won that Man United game, they'd be second.
So Leicester this season, I think Leicester the last few seasons they've always had a consistent
Like a dark
squad.
horse, haven't they?
But this season they've seems like a dark horse. They've kind of came out of nowhere again.
Yeah.
I think they've got a good line.
I would have always
Vardy.
I would have predicted like Leicester maybe a mid-table squad, 10th, 9th
Yeah.
type of team. I would have never. It's still early on 9 games,
Yeah.
but
I don't see him going out of the top 6.
Yeah.
you think they'll finish in the top 6?
Who's
Yeah.
better than them in the top 6?
I'll
Like, do you see Arsenal and Spurs pushing that out, really?
I do not think Leicester will finish in the top 6.
don't know.
I think the big proven teams eventually they do have the individual quality of players
they've
to
got
come in
depth,
and
they've
do
got-
well.
They've got the depth
Right,
and the
listen,
manager
right,
for it.
starting on up, yeah, they've got Vardy, Barnes, Maddison, Tielemans, Perez, and then Didi holding midfielder.
Very good
Chilwell, Soyuncu. He's been sick. I like
Good for that.
Soyuncu. No, he is.
Yeah.
He's like a centre back.
Yeah.
Better than Harry Maguire at the minute, isn't he?
He has
Yeah,
been,
I'd say that.
very good.
Then Evans, Pereira's sick as well. And then
Yeah.
Schmeichel. And then I've got bringing Demarai Gray off the bench. Dennis Prayer off the bench, that Belgian midfielder.
Yeah.
Where's Morgan? We've got
Where's Morgan? 36 pace.
we've got Chowdhury, Albrighton.
So yeah, to be fair,
top 6 at
the
least.
team does have a lot of depth. To
Hopefully
be honest,
top 4.
it does sound like a very good team.
Yeah, but I think they will scrape into the top 6, to be honest.
But I still think they're more the big 6 of the Premier League. You know, we all know the big 6. I'm sure you viewers know who the big 6 are, so I'm not going to say them. But
Yeah.
I'm sure that they will get the top 6 again. But I do think they have the individual quality of players. Actually, Man United, that's the only one I'm not too sure on this season.
See, I forgot about Man United. I'll speak about the top 6 then. Do you see Man U pushing Leicester out of the top 6?
No way.
When they beat Leicester, very, very lucky. Just one goal
We will get onto Man United, but something is going to go. So that's wrong with that club at this minute.
As Stu said, the goal is set out by VAR, but come back to that later and speak about all of them.
Yeah.
That was bullshit.
So VAR we will come on to talk about later. So I'm sure you want to keep listening for that because we all have some very, I'd like to say, strong opinions.
You know what?
on the
With
matter.
Burnley as well, though. I like Burnley. I've always liked Burnley. They're 8th.
I've never liked
Don't you like Burnley?
the style of play.
I like Sean Dyche.
Just the hoof.
Just the long ball.
I do like Sean
They
Dyche.
never just get 10 passes together.
But you know
just long ball.
you know what the
to
thing is
strikers.
though, it's
8th, though, they're at. Alright.
it's kind of strange how like the Premier League has evolved from that league where you'd get it and hoof it up the pitch to such a league where good football is being played. I find that mad, and that's why I give a lot of credit to Arsene Wenger because that style of football that he brought to the Premier League now has a lot of people not complaining.
Yeah.
I think that's an argument for another day, though, about Sir Alex Ferguson or Wenger.
Yeah.
You used to think Wenger, don't you?
Wenger.
Before we used to say Wenger.
You think Ferguson? Wow. Next week, guys, if you want that, let us know in the comments. We'll be talking about that.
What's
Next game.
Next game.
Spurs, Watford. Again, Spurs.
Oh.
Spurs at home, not winning.
Right.
VAR as well in that. Coming up on the board saying no goal. The ref gave a goal.
Yeah.
I said no goal, but the ref gave it.
I don't know what's going on with Spurs. You know, I'm not that too sure that many people do.
Yeah, I think it's time for.
What's the rumours about that? Who's
wife?
wife?
It was out. No, Vertonghen's wife and Ericsson.
And Ericsson, yeah.
What? Right.
It's not proven, is it?
We don't want to dive too deep into that because we don't want to get any lawsuits by the Spurs players, right? But could something like that have potentially happened? Is that why? Because I don't know, something's seriously going wrong in that club. Where I don't know how they can have such a good season last season, Champions League final.
It wasn't even
this
that good of a
season.
season last season. They only got 20 losses last season.
Yeah.
They
They
took
lost 20 games.
Okay, right.
Just
Granted,
if
they
they
took
didn't get
20
the Champions
losses.
League final, that would have been a failure.
But alright, might not. But there still was a quality team. You know what I mean? There was a quality team.
All
and then to turn to this.
All the big names in football have been saying it's like they've hit a wall. Like for the past few years, it's been the same squad, hasn't it?
Yeah.
They've been working towards something. They finally got it. They got the Champions League final, first cup final.
Yeah.
They lost.
They
It,
lost.
and now they've got no. That's like
It's
where
not.
do we go from here?
It's not. not a bad thing that they reached the final, but if they would have won, the more money that they would have got brought into the club, they could have got a lot. But I do think then again they've got the individual talent as well. I mean, they brought in Endon Bele this season, who everyone thought was going to be amazing.
That's just, but he didn't start.
Hasn't really been given the chance so far potentially.
2 defenders as well. Contract expiring end of the season. Ericsson as well.
So we're gonna have to see how that goes with Spurs. But I think it's probably a dressing room issue because a few people on the radio who I know are good sources, I'm not going to name names, they have said that something's going on in that dressing room with Pochettino. Whether we can't keep the players under control or they just don't trust him anymore.
It's sad to see as well because he's a top manager.
He's a great manager.
I just think they just need a refresh now. New players, probably a new manager.
You gotta look. Rose has been trying to leave for seasons. That's a known thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That is a known thing. Rose has been trying to leave for about. Remember he was going to United not 2 seasons ago, weren't they? And they got Vertonghen and Alderweireld. They're meant to be on the way out.
Yeah.
Kane's got to go soon.
Oh yeah.
As good as he is, and as much as he loves him, you can't just stay.
I probably think that they're going to need to keep a few of the top players, get a few fresh names in and see where they go. I do think it's going to have to be that time. They're going to have to roll the dice. Roll the dice, roll the punches, see what happens, say the good with the bad. Right.
And Watford the 20th at the minute.
Watford, that's not looking good for Watford, to be fair.
Where did they finish last season? Top half?
Top 10, yeah. And then dropping down this low, it could.
I think they sacked the manager too early.
Yeah, they didn't give him that much time, did they?
Scored 5, 21 conceded for Watford.
Yeah, that's not the best record, to be honest. But like I said, early in the season, VAR controversy again, so next game on the list we're looking at Wolves and Southampton. That was a 1-1 draw.
Another game.
VAR once again.
So I don't really know what happened in this. I know Jimenez's goal got disallowed, but I don't know what happened.
I think it was rightly disallowed though.
Rightly disallowed,
yeah. It's just hit off his hand on one of them, and then the other one. But first ball played through his offside.
I think Wolves and Southampton are quite 2 evenly matched teams as well. On paper, they've got 2 good, solid Premier League teams.
The Wolves have been ruined by the Europa League this season.
You think
as expected, but if they get far in the Europa League, they'd rather that. As long as they stay in the Premier League, that's all that matters.
There's no way. I don't think they'll do that good in the Premier League this season.
No.
I reckon they might have a good Europa League. They've got a good manager who the players believe in. They got the whole town backing them. And I think Wolves are a team on the rise who in the next couple of years, give it 3 to 4 years, maybe might be potentially pushing to take one of them top 6 spots constantly. Right, after Wolves we have Crystal Palace and Man City. I want to just start off by saying that performance by Man City was a great performance. I was really impressed.
Sterling is a player.
Sterling. I think for me that game was my standout player. Sterling's always been a person who's got a lot of media hate, and at such a young age anymore.
Only 24, man.
He's 24 years old. I think he's maturing so much as a football player and as a human being. I think he's becoming a role model for so many people.
8 games.
What was that? What was the starting midfield against?
Silva, Gundogan and De Bruyne. And Rodri and Fernandinho centre back. That's got to be spoken about.
Well, Rodri and Fernandinho definitely not 2 centre backs, but it does show the strength of the squad that they can still play them 2 and still get a 2-0 win.
Well, I can't imagine any other team playing 2 CDMs and winning 2-0 away.
Yeah, away against Palace, who aren't a bad team.
They've got a
good solid team. Palace are.
Got a good atmosphere there as well. That you don't get on mainstream teams.
David Silva, what a player at his age. Last season, possibly at City. What are we saying then?
I'm rating David Silva incredibly. I think for his it's a confusing one because he doesn't have his physicality. He doesn't have any physical factors that has But it's like you say, it's his technique that will take him so far, even if he's going into his old age.
He's starting
passing ability, vision, everything.
11 years now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's been a class player for him. I think
for all the money I have, for him to not be replaced, that's incredible.
It goes to show that the finish yesterday, possibly his last season at Man City.
Sorry, mate, it's Saturday.
Oh, well, sorry boys, long week. But yeah, whatever happens, I do think David Silva is going to go down as a Premier League great.
Yeah.
Honestly, great centre attacking midfielder. I know De Bruyne's very good and a great player. Will De Bruyne in the future could be better than him? Because
Pep's been going about Foden's the best talent he's ever seen.
Would he give him a chance?
He said as soon as Silva goes.
Well, we'll find out, won't we?
Foden knows his role.
He's got some big boots to fill, mate, I'll tell you that. Right, next game.
Liverpool United.
Oh, here we go.
VAR.
Here we go.
Well, what are you saying? The foul for Origi. Saying foul.
You know his foul. He kicks him in his leg.
Kicks him in his leg, goes down. Did you see the referee's side was blocked?
Before you even want to talk about VAR,
the thing is, what are you saying?
Right, before you even talk about VAR, I want to just say, is it just me, or every year is Liverpool Man United a boring game?
Especially,
I don't know. Sunday wasn't as so boring. So there was chances every night. But I know what you mean. It's no. You want a thrashing or a thriller. You know what I mean? You want a 4-3 or you want a 4-0. You don't want.
I think both teams go into that game every year with a nervous energy, which is going to be expected because it's maybe the biggest rivalry in the world. Definitely the biggest rivalry.
Last season at Anfield, though, it did change a bit, but then straight back. All the injuries in the game at Old Trafford last year.
Yeah.
Got three for United in the first half.
I just think
that ruined that game.
I think both teams need to go for it from the get-go. But like I said,
Liverpool.
It was Liverpool with their team. They should be.
Just have a mental barrier. You know what I mean? They
Never
go there every season thinking
the league.
Man United should be getting absolutely put to the slaughterhouse by that team.
Yeah, especially
Man United, a team that I hold dear in my heart, but lately there's been somewhat going badly wrong, and I do hate to blame the manager, right? Because Mourinho was a great manager and he couldn't do nothing about it. But I still think it's time for Oli to go. I don't think he has the tactical prowess to be able to manage that team. A great team with some good players. I think they need a technically skilled manager who knows what he's talking about.
Who are they going to get in? They are probably biggest club in the world.
That's the problem.
Who's available right now? Poch, would he leave Spurs to go?
If he gets sacked,
Spurs sack him, I think.
Poch should probably.
I think Oli. Well, I mean, Ed Woodward's been going about how much they back him. So
but he's just saying that though.
I think we need to give him at least a win, another few windows.
But I think
give him a whole season.
Yeah, give him to the end of this.
See how it does. 14th
as long as I don't get relegated, there's nothing left.
If tell you what, if Man United get relegated, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I will do something, and it won't be good. Honestly, that team.
What I got to say about Liverpool though, with no Salah.
No Salah.
No Salah.
No Salah, no party.
Yeah, with no Salah, it just shows like how much. Because everyone's been saying like lately about Mane's better and like how his contributions. You see, like Mane's got 6 goal contributions in 9 games. I think Salah's got the same, isn't he?
I think so, yeah.
So I mean, it just needs to stop. They need to stop like fighting, and it just needs to let them both do. Like,
I do think
every part of that front three is key.
I still don't think you can argue against Mane being better than Salah because Mane is a great player.
He's incredible.
I probably think the most influential player in that front three is Bobby Firmino.
Of course,
He brings them together.
Exactly.
But I think you could stick. If you're going off Champions League and saying Liverpool are the best team in the world, if you take that out of the picture, I think you can stick any of them 3 players in the best team in the world and they'll get in that first team easy, without a doubt. Whether that be Barcelona, Juventus, Borussia Dortmund, even a team like Man City.
Mm-hmm. That's what. I reckon Salah would get into the City. Yeah. Mane.
I would put Mane into any team in the world.
Sterling or Silva or what?
Probably Bernardo Silva. Yeah. Even though I do rate Bernardo Silva highly, I think they've already got that creativity with people like De Bruyne and David Silva.
You know who impressed though?
Who?
When Keita, Ox and the line all came on.
Yeah, fresh midfield.
How injury prone them three, I know them to be as well, and they came on and changed the game.
Hopefully the Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to see the Ox come back.
Just a little bit, end product was a little bit bad with the balls going over the top, but hasn't played.
He's expected, isn't he? He
played
hasn't
like
really
3 games since he came back.
So
like 18 months.
since he came to Liverpool, there was a lot of hype around it, wasn't? Oh, the Ox is here, the Ox
He
is
was
here.
good at the start.
That injury.
And then the injury is.
Yeah,
But injuries like that do change, yeah. You know, they take it out, yeah, but we'll see. You might still have it in him.
Yeah, he needs to just be playing a few more games, to be honest.
The only person who knows
Champions League
is himself. Yeah, start against the lower Champions League teams no one really cares about.
Yeah.
So that's Genk tomorrow.
That's Genk. Let's keep it real. Liverpool should be hammering them.
Should be.
Genk away, yeah.
Genk away.
Yeah.
Well, they're Belgian.
Yeah.
A few points at Genk.
What about VAR then? Mane's goal disallowed. Was it handball?
Yeah, but I just don't agree.
I think
with the
it
rule.
was handball.
It's just I don't agree with the rule. Yeah.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't really like VAR personally. I think it does stop the flow of football.
Yeah.
But like you say, in today's day and age, it's inevitable that things like that are going to get brought in with the technology era that we live in.
Well, I used to always say to my dad, I think just get rid of referees, just put robots in and stuff like. There's no need because it just gets. But then I realised.
And then now
that was 3 years ago. As I mature, you realise it just takes the passion out of the game.
It does take, yeah. If you're
fans are getting scared to celebrate, players are getting scared to
fans
celebrate.
are getting scared to
It's just
celebrate,
embarrassing.
Yeah.
There's no atmosphere when
No
people are
worse-
scoring now.
no worse feeling if it's a derby and you go 1-0 up.
Exactly.
Last 90 minutes, 30 seconds later, the goal's been disallowed.
Especially when it's used wrong almost every game as well.
I think the people who run VAR need to have a good look at it. And
Yeah, I do like VAR to be honest, but it's just the way it's used is
I
shocking.
don't think it should be in the rule. Like, do you know how Martin Atkinson obviously couldn't see?
Yeah.
That's when VAR should step in and
Exactly,
say it
yeah.
was a foul.
Yeah.
You shouldn't take the ref to go to VAR. The VAR should go to the ref and go,
Even
that was a foul.
him going to look on the screen as well, see if it was a foul or not, if you couldn't see it.
Yeah.
Like, he's obviously said something like it's not a foul, but he could just, could just say don't know, go to the screen, check it, then he got the correct decision.
well, VAR's still in its baby mode, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
still
but it's not, it's
being
just not used right.
introduced. Maybe I hope over the summer or they can have a good look at it, evaluate what they want to do with it and how they want to do it.
2018 World Cup, it was used well. There was no
Because it was
controversy,
used
was it?
right.
It was used right.
It was right. It wasn't clear and obvious mistakes.
That's
from the
probably
ref. It was
because
just the whole game.
The Premier League's known now for having some of the worst refs.
Yeah,
and
it
could be. Yeah, well, blimey.
Wasn't
It
even
started on the
English ref in the World Cup.
Save that for another debate.
Well, we can talk for an hour, 2 hours about the refs if you want. Well, I might be getting a lawsuit at the end of it. I'll tell you that.
Sheffield,
Arsenal. Yep.
Sheffield Arsenal.
Emery pressure.
Team you've got love for, Anthony.
I do have some love for Arsenal. I will say that Arsenal, alongside Man United, I hold dear in my heart. A prestigious football club, who are at the minute not cutting it for me.
What are your thoughts on Emery?
Emery. Where do we go from here? Right, I do think he's a good manager.
Yeah, tactical manager.
I maybe don't think he has the what's the word, the control over the players. I think
it doesn't seem strict, does it?
I think he needs to motivate the players a lot more to perform. Or he might be doing that. It could just be down to the players. But some of the players aren't performing. I mean, Pepe, I was looking forward to seeing in the Premier League so much. He has flashes of brilliance in him.
So yeah, we watched Goldbridge all summer, and all he'd gone about was Pepe.
Yeah, how on good he
is.
is.
He's in high demand, and then he goes to Arsenal unexpectedly, to be fair.
Yeah.
And he hasn't done anything, has he?
He's had a few flashes of brilliance.
1 goal, 2 assists, 9 games.
He looks good in some games, but the end product of Pepe has to be better.
Yeah,
He should have scored against Sheffield United.
Is it confidence or is it just him being a bit crap?
I think it could. I think it could be a bit of a confidence issue, maybe. To be fair.
Yeah, but Aubameyang did give him the penalty though for the confidence.
And
did he score it?
Yeah.
What game was it? That's his 1 goal then, the penalty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I remember. Yeah.
Wow.
The midfield's are the issue as well.
Yeah.
Willock, Xhaka, and Guendouzi. That's not a good midfield, is it?
Guendouzi,
Xhaka captain as well.
Guendouzi.
Yeah. It's got to be Guendouzi, Ceballos,
Ceballos or Ozil
or Torreira.
Yeah.
And then
has to be
Ozil
starting.
has to be.
Ozil or Ceballos.
They need some creativity in that
I
midfield.
thought Lacazette was injured, but he was on the bench.
Yeah, he came on last night. Yeah,
Saka was playing instead.
Yeah. Saka got done for diving.
He's got to get it right, hasn't he?
Yeah,
I think he's just got to find the right team.
it's like he don't trust the team as well. He's changed it every week. When they played Liverpool, probably their best team they could have started.
Yeah.
Just completely changed it. Changed the formation.
So he's experimenting in the big games, which might take some bollocks.
It took him
to
a year
do.
and a half, and he still hasn't got his best 11.
Yeah, Tierney on the bench as well.
Exactly, a player that should be starting.
Chambers at right back as well.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Chambers he's been good, quite good at
Is he
right
good
back.
right
Yeah,
back? Yeah.
he's been quite good at right back.
Tierney should be
I don't
starting.
He has to
watch
be
much
starting,
Arsenal.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right, Arsenal. Sheffield United
Sheffield, I think
have
Good.
just shocked
I
me
played
this
him at
season.
times.
ninth. Sheffield.
They've shocked me
top
this season.
Good.
I do think the Blades. Come on, new Blades. I do think they've had they've started the season well, haven't they?
Yeah.
To be fair,
8 goals, 7 conceded.
it's not
Yeah.
That's basically scraping, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's how you
But
got
that
five
if,
teams
if,
like that.
if
so
you're
you
coming
got
out with Championship and you don't have the best quality of
Exactly,
players, you've
Champions
just
League-
got to be scraping
Championship
the
players.
points.
Yeah, well, they go for 5 at the back, don't
Champions
they?
League
Champions
players.
League players.
They go 5 at the back and 2 at the front.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got a lot of passion in that Sheffield United
He's been a
team.
manager as well.
It might not be the
Yeah,
best
I like the
football.
manager.
Good manager. He's a fan as well.
Sometimes I was playing
Was
good
it?
football.
Yeah, Sheffield fan.
So, I think they'll be soundly safe. No
Do you
issues
reckon
there.
Emery should get sacked though? Go back to
Give him to the
Arsenal.
end of the season
I'd-
and see how they do. They
I'd
have to
give
get
him-
third. with
I'd,
that team.
I'd give him till January.
Well, like United and Newcastle, they're, what is his name? Stan Kroenke or something.
Yeah.
He's an issue as well, and he's not like he gives them 80 million to spend on one player,
Yeah.
but he doesn't give them anything. But obviously it's not just him, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Was
They need to invest in more.
was
than
that
that's
80 million just put into one? Was
They
that
bought
wrong to
Saliba.
put it into one player?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
They brought Saliba, who's coming next year.
Yeah.
David
Next
Luiz
year.
was a bit of a.
Is
crap
he never?
signing,
Bios
to be
is
fair.
on loan. and
That's online. Yeah,
he's
but
saying how he wants to
I
go
think
back.
they'll sign him. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see him getting into Madrid's midfield.
Yeah. Pepe, good signing, but
Good signing. I think Pepe's still got a lot to prove. To be fair,
he's young as well. Isn't he? His goals he scored last season.
What?
is that all the Premier League games covered for the day?
Premier League covered, yeah. Champions League then.
Right.
Well, it's Tuesday at the minute. By the time this is out, there's no point covering the Tuesday games because you know what I mean.
And
Go
it's
straight to Wednesday
and
games.
is it Liverpool game tonight?
No,
Nah,
it's
tomorrow.
Wednesday.
Oh, is that tomorrow?
All the better games are tomorrow. Right, so firstly we've got Ajax Chelsea. What do you reckon about that?
Oh,
Oh,
is that home
Who's
or
the-
away?
Ajax home at what's that? Ajax.
Ajax home, I think Ajax still that, to be honest.
Ajax top of the group on 6 points. Chelsea third on 3 points.
I think Ajax will win.
Yes.
Even though Ajax lost a few
Oh.
of the best players.
I didn't realise
Last
this. You know,
season.
Ajax scored 6, conceded none.
In
Have
the
they?
Champions League.
2 games.
That's good.
Chelsea's scored 2, conceded 2.
Donny van der Beek's come back as well, so I think, I feel like they'll win that.
Ajax are a good team.
Yeah.
Going to that ground, I can imagine, will be very intimidating for the away fans, for the players. So I do think they might scrape a result. To be fair, even if they don't, I think Chelsea and Ajax will be the two that qualify.
They've got Valencia in that group as well, and they're second at the minute.
I
I do hope Chelsea qualify. I like to see more English teams in the.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Chelsea will probably qualify
Yeah.
over Valencia.
Yeah.
So I'll be picking Ajax. Maybe a 2-1 win
Yeah,
or a 1-0 scrape.
I was gonna say 3-1 Ajax, to be honest. I
You
think
reckon?
they'll win quite comfortably, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Ginners, what do you think?
Scoreline.
Scoreline.
I don't really know. To be fair, I reckon they've conceded none, but then they've got Abraham and Tammy and Willian.
Yeah, but
you know
will
what I
that
mean?
defend? Will that defence be able to cope with them? Though? Champions League semi-finalists last year, Young, Reece James, Christensen, haven't really played in the Champions League.
No, I'll just go for a 2-0.
2-0.
2-0 to Ajax.
2-0 to Ajax. Right, next game.
Next, RB Leipzig and Zenit. Don't really know.
RB
Well, I know-
Leipzig.
Leipzig played, had a good start
Who are
to
they
the
playing?
season.
Zenit, Pittsburgh. That's how you say it properly, isn't it? And then RB Leipzig.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you, I don't have a bloody clue.
I'd say.
Zenit's
Leipzig-
top of the group, 4 points. Leipzig's third with 3 points.
Yeah,
It's
they've had-
close.
I'm going
Yeah.
to go out on a limb.
It's at Leipzig as well.
I'm going to go out on a limb and just say Zenit 5-0, why not?
I'll
I reckon 2-1.
say 2-0 Leipzig.
Yeah, 2-1 to Leipzig. I reckon.
Next game, boys.
Right, big one. Inter
Dortmund.
Dortmund missing Royce.
Dortmund,
yeah.
Royce ain't playing.
He's out, yeah.
Well, so do I.
Sancho, is Sancho back in?
Well, he's got that fine, didn't he? I don't know if they're letting him back, but...
They should if they want to win.
Well, Inter, after 2 games, 1 point, bottom of the group.
After 2 games?
After 2 games.
Yeah.
Scored 2, conceded 3. Dortmund, top of the group. Scored 2, conceded none, 4 points.
Going off that, I would have said going off that stat, you have to say, I'm thinking it's probably going to have to be Dortmund.
Dortmund, home or away.
It's that for them.
Conte could. Lukaku's been playing good as well. Goals. A lot of goals. Defensively good as well.
We'll go for 3-2 to Dortmund.
I'm gonna go.
If Sancho's back.
I'm gonna go 3-1 Inter.
I'm going to say Dortmund to get the win, any means necessary.
Right, Lille and Valencia. I don't really know, I don't really care to be fair.
Well,
It's not a game I care about. Nah, it's at Lille.
I'll just go for a 2-2.
No,
I'm really honest, no
I
prediction.
reckon 1-0 to Valencia. I don't really care. Let's move on. Slavia Prague.
Oh,
Do you
I
reckon
think Tezu knows a lot about this.
Yeah, like
Tezu
Tezu at the back.
Prague. And Barcelona, 2 favourite teams, Tez. Barcelona's second at the minute, 4 points. Slavia 3 on 1 point. It's a tight group as well.
Barcelona.
Barcelona's not overweight.
Barcelona.
It's gotta be
Yeah.
Barcelona.
I reckon about 3-0 probably.
Yeah, I'd say 4-0.
Salzburg and Napoli.
Napoli.
Yeah, Napoli at
Napoli
home.
are a good
Napoli at
squad.
home.
It's at Salzburg.
I don't know, because if it's Napoli at home, yeah, no, I said
It's at the
Napoli
Red
win.
Bull Arena.
Salzburg,
I think Napoli have got a very good squad.
And if they play all their attack, like, what's his name? The young striker.
the Haaland guy, where is
And they've got the Asian player, and
Yeah, they would.
he's good.
Like the Millamino guy, yeah.
I reckon it'll be a good game, probably about 2-2.
No, I'd say Napoli.
I think Napoli
3-1.
maybe 1-0.
Insigne, Mertens, Lozano,
That is a dirty
Callahan.
striker partnership. All them players,
Yeah.
them fast players.
midfield as well, Alan. Good team.
Genk Liverpool.
I have to go for Liverpool win, to be honest.
Liverpool win should be no less than
But they have
Liverpool
to
win.
win.
I feel
It
like
shouldn't be anything
I feel
else.
like Liverpool will concede. I'll say like a 1-3.
I don't think the confidence is going to be as high after that United game.
No
but
Trent,
They
no
are
Matip.
they are playing
Trent
Genk.
and
No
Matip,
Trent,
Salah's
no Matip.
travelling though, such a good
Yeah.
sign, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, Liverpool's 1 point behind Napoli.
yeah,
I didn't realise this. Liverpool scored 4, conceded 5.
yeah,
You know that?
yeah. Bad.
Genk scored 2, conceded 6. So obviously,
Yeah.
if the front three are potent, that's a good sign.
Any more Champions League games?
Benfica and Lyon.
I think
Benfica.
I really
I don't
Benfica.
really care
Not-
either.
Wow.
Probably Leon will probably win. Yeah, the pie. I'm playing like the pie.
Yeah, not
That's-
he plays
That's
like
it.
Depay. That's all we know.
I don't even know. Yeah, it really is just the pie, innit? You've got Dembele and Choro.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Doesn't
definitely
really matter,
not
does it?
Dembele's
Right, guys. Now we have that Champions League wrapped up. I think as a first episode, today has been like quite a long video. We've tried to discuss, like, we want to give you a in-depth analysis. We don't want to scratch the surface, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we don't want to drag it on for too long. First episode, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so I'd just like to say, if you enjoyed this podcast, let us know, please. We'll be doing this weekly, so every Wednesday at 6:30 PM this podcast will be out.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Remember, that's down to
Everything
Tezu.
That's
So
Tezu.
It's gotta be
if you
a
don't
definitely
go
not.
out, just send Tezu a load of hate. Joking, don't do that. We do love him dearly. Right. If you will follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and donate to our Patreon, it would help us
What's the
massively.
Twitter again, lads? ThreeWiseMen
The
Pod.
Twitter is ThreeWiseMen Pod with a number 3.
All these
Should
links
be
will be in the description.
That's Tezu again. Should be in the description.
Yep.
But the Twitter is ThreeWiseMen with a 3. The Instagram is ThreeWiseMen with a THREE.
Yeah, pod
That's
at the end as
with
well.
ThreeWiseMen Pod. That's just because we felt like putting it. And our Patreon is ThreeWiseMen as well.
Yeah.
But that will all be in the description, guys. So please go down there. Please like the video. Write in the comments what you would like us to talk about more.
Make
And
sure to share.
share,
please share.
subscribe if you enjoy, guys.
Don't have to donate to the Patreon, but if you want to, please.
Anything will do.
Please.
It helps us out. So
Please.
we really,
Please.
right, guys. We really hope you enjoyed this. We'll see you next week at Wednesday at 6:30. Thank you very much.